Good morning. Uh, what did my morning contend with? Well, this is what I woke up to. And we have more coming. I mean, yeah, we had a light dusting yesterday. It melted by noon. Got like 47. And then I got that. Woke up to white outside. I could see it through my black curtains because my bedroom is a blackout room. Literally. Yes, Mike. This is normal line brain. So, no, I know you think every time, what's the word? We FaceTime, you feel it was your fault. No. Like I told you, and I guess I'll post it to, this is how my brain works. And I have a feeling Jen's going to understand this better than anybody when I say this. Because I'm a very hyper person. And recently, I forget everything as soon as it happens. Like, I pick up my keys, set them down, can't remember what I'm doing, where I'm at, why I'm there. It's gotten worse. And I don't really want to go into detail yet. But I'm a very hyper, used to be very ADD, ADHD kind of hyper person, type A person. And now with a lot of memory loss, when I go to having conversations, and this is to anybody I'll FaceTime, or my husband. He's the only other person I really associate with, to be honest, face to face. I'll get hyper when I talk. And when I get hyper, my brain goes into overdrive. And as my brain goes into overdrive, I remember everything I have forgotten. I don't care if it was 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 hours ago, 3 days ago. It's like all of a sudden it all flows back. And it makes my brain go haywire. And then I'm spitting all this information that's coming into my brain, or in my brain I'm remembering. And by doing that, like short wires my brain, and then it wants all that hyperactivity, electricity, good, remember everything is out, then my brain goes, whoop, you're going to shut down and fry for a while. And I'm that way. I've always been a hyper person, and now that I'm not hyper bodily due to the illness, when my brain has conversations with people, we could be talking about a Himalayan kitten, but my brain's going, oh, now I know where my other car key is. Like I told Mike last night, it makes me remember things I have misplaced. Now I know where my storage shed key is. Now I know where my four-wheeler key is. Now I know where the pair of shoes are I've misplaced somewhere. Or my cast iron pans, it's took me 6 months to realize they're underneath my cabinet. I just got a big old cast iron pan sitting on top of them, inside it. And I've been looking for them for 6 months, and then I've spotted them. Things like that. And it puts my brain in overdrive, hyper overdrive, and then fry. My brain fries or sparks out, burns out, whatever. But we didn't talk late last night. I do think that's another thing. We stopped talking around, it was 11:30 my time, 12:30 his. And I think that's another good thing we need. That's a good thing we need to either start talking earlier. Well, it's 8:30 my time, 9:30 his, and cut it off by midnight my time. So because I do feel, because on his part too, I noticed, especially with his issues he's going through with his neurological and the Powasons as well. The later we stay up, the more our brain starts turning into mush, and it's making him difficult where he's not being able to hear his alarm to wake up, which I'm guilty to now. And the later I stay up, the worse my brain is the next day. So I do think if we stop at a certain point of when we FaceTime and then, go to bed or go to sleep or try to sleep, it actually helps us better. So yeah, it's not always every time we FaceTime, Mike. You know this, even though recently it has been, but today it's not because we cut it off at a certain time. And even though I got hyper last night and you got hyper, we did make sure we kept ourselves at a calm level so we didn't go bouncing up, because I'm like Jen, and Jen's the only person I've actually heard post that she says, I think it's electricity, or she gets on hyper. I get so hyped up, and I agree with how she said she's got to step down or calm herself down, and that's the same as me, except I am like, it's like, well, she says espresso. I've got to agree with the espresso part. It's like espresso in the veins. So, and it takes a while to step down and calm down. And that she's the only person I know that would understand that. I'm going to talk about Jen real quick. Now listen, I'm going to mention people that I know are posting and have made remarks or comments or whatever. Right now, I'm going to go straight to Jen. My heart and prayers are with you right now from yesterday's post I saw. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned, because I mean that watching that video broke my heart, not mine, but many people's hearts. Seeing you with that rawness of being upset and ready to give up and ready to just be done with it all. And we all understand. I've posted many times. Mike's posted. Tracy's posted. I really don't know if Bill has, honestly. He's always got an upbeat view about everything, where we are just ready, done, to throw in the towel, don't want to take no more medicine, just let God decide what he wants to do. And I will say this again, God has a purpose for us. He does. He has a purpose of why we have this disease. We are to either teach others, or we are to learn a lesson by what we have. And I don't mean a bad lesson. It's not like we have this disease because we're being punished by God, because we're not. I do feel that the government and the CDC is what's punishing us, because they don't want us. They don't want to help us. But it's not God's fault. And you didn't blame God, so I'm not saying that either in case anybody misread that. But I always think there's always a lesson to be learned by everything we do. And with us, with this horrid disease that it's never ending, there is a lesson whether we are to teach others, help others, advocate for others, and while we're doing that, we're also learning more about the disease. I do feel that too much getting into studying the disease and knowing every nook and cranny about the disease will drive a person crazy. Tracy, Mike, me, Bill, Teresa, the more you know about it is fine. But the more you dig deeper into the disease of studying it, the more whacked out we're going to get, the more closer to getting severely depressed or going off the deep end. So, I was the same way, and I'm not putting this on Jen, I'm putting this to everybody. We do have a habit of studying. Like, I didn't know really what meningitis and encephalitis is, the form that you get from Lyme. And, I mean, I always heard of meningitis, you bend your neck forward, if you creep, your whole body folds up, yeah, you've got meningitis. I didn't know you can get a form of it through Lyme. I mean, I knew I carried the co-infection that could give it to me, but I didn't know really anything much about it. So yes, when I found out I officially had it, I did not go deep into the study, but I looked into the Lyme side of it. But I did not drive myself crazy. Just like the Crohn's disease. I'm not studying about the Crohn's disease. Why? Number one, my husband's mother, God rest her soul, had Crohn's disease. My husband thought it was Crohn's disease too. So I really don't want to study about it because my husband knows. He was his mother's caretaker. He was there for her through all the way till her passing. So I turn to him when it comes to the Crohn's disease because he knows what to do, the little twerks, and to help. So I'm not going to study about it. I still have no vague idea except it's a gut issue and everything. Now, when it comes to my liver, I know what's wrong with my liver. I'm not going to sit here and stress over me used to being an alcoholic is why. And I do know too much Tylenol and all these over-the-counter headache medicines because I had severe migraines and was undiagnosed. I know taking 25 to 50 in a bottle every 3 days for my nonstop migraines did damage to my liver as well as my stomach. So I did my own sin of being an alcoholic is why my liver is the way it is. But I mean, I'm not going to stress over it because it's my fault why it's that way. Jen, I'm going to laugh. Girl, me and you, I know you're a Christian and you don't do this, and I haven't done it in about 10 years or more. I've been, I'm a recovering alcoholic for the past 10 years. So that's good for me. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't miss it. I did love my blackberry wine. I do miss drinking an occasional glass of wine, but it was always the homemade my family would make. But alcohol. Just alcohol. No beer, no wine, and just alcohol. Girl, we'd have been trouble. I'm just saying. Because I was the same way. I didn't want beer. I didn't want wine. Just give me the alcohol and you drink the Coca-Cola. Just give me the straight up liquor. And that's what did my damage to my liver. But that was a hoot. I got a good laugh out of that. But Mike, I know you just had a recent episode and then you posted yesterday and I talked to you last night about what you posted because I'm the same way. I can't remember what I am recording now. Once I upload it, I won't remember anything, so I can repeat it by accident. And note to self, this is probably going to be a long video, and I don't mean to, but there's a lot of information I want to get out before my mind goes, you're not going to remember it no more. So I apologize. It's going to be a lot of information and a lot of thanks to a lot of people. So I'm going to do a lot of shout outs, not shout out to thank you for being on subscribing, but a lot of shout outs and praises and gratitude and thank yous for a lot of people. So just bear with me, okay? First, I'm going to start with Mike Vibes. And I hate to do this, but it's true. As you all know, if you've ever watched my videos from the very beginning over a year ago, Mike Vibes is the reason why I started vlogging. I watched his video, and then he's the reason why I started vlogging. Then we became friends. And then, past 6 months, or a little bit longer, bear with me here, it might have been longer than that, we started FaceTiming. So I do give my credit to Mike Vibes from watching his, oh my Lord, I can't remember it. Nobody could watch it because he accidentally deleted them all. His videos that got me into vlogging about my journey with this disease as I go along. And I give a lot of credit to Mike because we are a lot alike too in certain things. And I do know a lot of people know he has Paulson's disease and now he's dealing with a touch of Alzheimer's and dementia due to the Paulson's disease, that his is so far chronic that there is no coming back. That's like Lyme. If you can't catch it early, it'll never be cured, except Paulson's is a death sentence if it's not caught earlier. And let's just get that straight right now. That is a straight up death sentence. It's just, You battle as much as you can, as long as God allows you on this earth. But I do give a lot of credit to Mike for, he's the reason why I started vlogging, by spotting his. And I put it was God's will to type in YouTube that day and found his. So that we have a lot in common. And then it went to, let's go to Bill Thompson. And I'm going to Bill Thompson next because I remember I became friends with Bill next. Bill, I am grateful and honored for your friendship and you checking up on me. I'm also very grateful for all the recipes you've sent me, the Bruner Protocol you've emailed me, just the kind words and the uplifting you have done through this journey. I am very honored and grateful to have you as a friend. And you have a lot of insight and information, and you're so close to a remission, and you know it, you could taste it, but it's still trying to pull you back as you get closer to it. And I pray daily you see that remission. It would be great to see you hit remission, for you and for all of us to know it's out there. So I'm very honored and grateful, and I love watching your videos of your insight and your updates and your recipes and your tinctures, which I'm still waiting on more recipe. You know, we're all still waiting for those videos. But in your overall, you're a single man, kind of, sorry, overlook my house while I'm videotaping. It's funny. It really is. And I love your insight and your different way of putting things to make us keep going. Then I'm going to Jen. Dear, dear, dear Jen. Jen, girl, there's not a proper word to put how much I respect you on what you do, what you vlog, what you say, what you comment, and your overall outlook on this disease. There is really not a proper word or phrase that I can bring out of my head, out my mouth, to be so grateful to have you as my friend and have a friendship with you. You give us laughs, you give us ups, you give us downs, you give us tears, you give us laughter. You bring us along with your journey, and what you feel, we feel. We're connected in that. You have given me so much insight and so much information and so much prayer. And even though we are all in different states, and I'm the same way. I go to bed and I immediately start praying for my community. And then I pray for myself at the end. And it became a habit. Because even though we're states apart, does not mean our prayers are not being heard by God. And God is everywhere. God can answer or somewhat help or give our prayers some insight and go, well, let me give this person you're praying for a little bit of sanity for the day or for the week. So our prayers are being heard. And I will say this. I think yesterday was a better improvement. Today is a definitely better improvement than yesterday. But it's due to the prayers. It's the prayer chain is why I feel we slowly get better. And like I said, Jen, there isn't a proper phrase or sentence I could put together that could represent the pure honor I have to have you as my friend. Not just not because of the Lyme disease, because, you know, we talk about things outside of Lyme disease, and that brings us closer together. And I respect you so much. You are such a warrior, a big time warrior. And I honestly cannot put a proper, you're a godsend to me. You really are. You have given me so much that the community does not know to help me get through and to keep going. And I hope by this community will help you, as you know, with your post of yesterday, to help you keep going, not to give up, just keep leaning on us. Let us pray for you. Let us keep being involved in your life, because this is a horrible disease. It really is. And I don't know a proper phrase or sentence to commend your friendship that I have with you. I really don't. Teresa, I don't know if she really watches my vlogs. I really don't, but I watch hers. Whew, that girl's got some energy. She got some energy. I love her to death. She's bouncy, and then she's sick, then she's bouncy, then she's down. She's got some energy. She's got it hid somewhere in there. She's got the IV bag, IV that Jen wants. She's got it, Jen, so go get it from her. She's got it, because I don't know how she gets through it all like she does, so bouncy and smiley and hyper. And yes, we all put on a face, a front, and I don't mean a fake front. I mean, we do. I have an automatic, I'd rather laugh or make a joke than cry, because that's just my way of handling things. So, and I've always been that way, even before it came out of remission. So, but she's a go-getter. She's a fighter. She's contending with a lot of things, but yet she gives lots of information we need. So I'm very honored to be able to watch her videos, even though I don't know if she's subscribed to me. I don't know if she's ever watched my videos, but I respect her. Tracy from Tired of the Lime. You've only been out for about 6 months, I think. But from what I've watched, you've been through a lot. You're going through a lot right now. My prayers to your son for his broke wrist, and I hope it heals better. I also hope that your new protocol kicks butt for you, and you get on the other side of the hill than the hill that's covered in shadow. And I do. I don't know much about you, because you do keep yourself very... You're like when we all begin, you stay close, boxed in, and you don't really want to open yourself up fully. And we all respect that. But maybe over time you'll be like us, and like we did. We boxed ourselves in and covered. We hid our everything, a lot of stuff. And then we slowly opened up to the community, and I can't wait till you officially open that box and let us in fully. But you are starting to let us in and follow you on your journey now, and I respect that. My prayers are for you and what you're going through, not with just your son's wrist, but also with what is going on between you and your son. And I hope that you do see some results with your health. So I think you said so you could get back to work. So my prayers are with you fervently, very fervently. But I thank Jean Alice for keeping an eye on me and calling me and texting me. Charity and Michelle Lindsay Johnson. Michelle, I did finally get your voicemail or your video mail. I just have not been able to reply yet to it. Thank you so much, darling. I did receive it, and I will be answering you back on Facebook. Charity, you're awesome, honey. You're awesome. You keep me spirited, and I keep you laughing, and you keep me going too. Jean, my prayers are still with you and your son and the situations you are dealing with down in Louisiana in your house. So I'm always praying for everybody. And I know Lime Laney. My prayers are still with you and your mother and everything you're going with of being always home alone and nothing to do. I so 100% understand that. I really, really do. But Limelight AZ, I guess that's Arizona. I'm glad the bee venom therapy is working. I can't wait to really see you up and moving about more. My prayers go to that. Kimber Lime, I am praying for some sunlight on you. I am so praying that a light will shine down and help you right now get through everything you're getting through, or going through, I mean. But this video was to thank my community. And if I've not mentioned your name, it's not because I don't think of you as my community. It's because my brain can't remember every single person that is a part of my community, but the ones that really I keep connected with. Once you connect constantly with me, I remember you constantly. But so my prayers go to my whole community, all 50-something subscribers and beyond. I'm grateful for you all. I am honored for having you all as my friends, and we all staying in touch, and hopefully we'll keep doing it. So this was part 1 of being grateful. Thank you, and blessed to have you all as friends. So part 1.